The movie begins taking us back to the dawn of humanity, where ancient civilizations practiced dark, bloody rituals. People would slaughter animals, offering them as sacrifices to appease the spirits. However, one fateful day, a sacrificial ritual goes terribly wrong. The worshippers accidentally tear open a portal to a dark dimension, allowing terrifying demons to cross over into our world. These sinister entities do not just attack, they possess human bodies, living inside them like dark parasites. Once embedded in a human host, they cause extreme, uncontrollable violence, driving people to murder while the demons violently suck the souls right out of their victims. To combat this apocalyptic threat, a fierce order of demon hunters known as the Necromancers rises from the shadows, armed with incredible, ancient magic and powerful abilities. These warriors dedicate their lives to hunting down the demonic parasites and wiping them off the face of the earth. For centuries, the Necromancers successfully keep the demons at bay, slaughtering them in secret wars. However, the demons eventually realize they are losing the physical battle. To ensure their survival and prolong their wicked existence, a dark mastermind finds a way to digitize the demonic entities, uploading them directly into the internet. In the modern era, demons no longer need dark rituals to cross over. They possess innocent humans simply through their mobile phones. The story then shifts to the present day, introducing us to an incredibly ordinary and unlucky guy named Howard. Howard is just trying to survive his miserable daily routine, working as a sanitation plumber. Specifically, he is tasked with the disgusting job of cleaning out blocked sewage lines. He works alongside his careless, easily distracted best friend Ranji, while Howard is knee-deep in absolute filth. Trying to fix a critical pressure valve, Ranji is completely glued to his smartphone. Because of Ranji's sheer negligence, a pressurized pipe violently bursts, spraying raw, disgusting sewage all over the Howard's body. But Ranji is completely unfazed by the chaotic mess. He is far too obsessed with a trending new augmented reality video game on his phone. He even tries to show Howard a video from the game while they are covered in grime. Shortly after this disaster, Howard's stepbrother unexpectedly arrives at the site, ordering Howard to come home immediately to deal with some family issues. Howard is exhausted, having worked for 17 straight hours without a wink of sleep, and tries to refuse. But knowing he desperately needs his job to pay his rent, he swallows his mounting anger, packs his things, and hits the road with Rand. As they drive down the road, Ranji is once again completely absorbed in his phone. A notification pops up for the hottest new app, a ghost hunting game. Without reading the terms or understanding what he is doing, Ranji happily starts playing. In reality, this seemingly innocent game is a digital trap designed to possess its players. The game was created by a ruthless corporate mastermind named Finnegan. Finnegan is secretly a demonic overlord, and she uses the game as a massive harvesting tool to further her dark plans. In a terrifying corporate meeting, Finnegan demonstrates her sheer cruelty by violently possessing a human test subject and devouring their soul right in front of her executives. She threatens her board of directors, declaring that her game already has millions of active users and that anyone who fails to help her upgrade, the system will be brutally executed. Back in the van, Ranji becomes deeply addicted to the game, actively hunting virtual ghosts through his phone screen. He suddenly yells at Howard to pull the van over, excitedly claiming he has finally caught a high-level ghost. Howard is completely fed up with his friend's childish behavior. But as Ranji follows the game's instructions, something terrifying happens. Howard is suddenly hit with an agonizing, blinding headache, forcing him to desperately swallow some painkillers just outside the van. The two friends notice a strange piece of technology attached to a street lamp. It's a necropod, and it is crackling with aggressive, dark electricity. Both men stare at it in confusion. When Ranji looks at the device through his phone's camera, the game reveals its true, horrific form. It is a living demon. Shrugging off the bizarre encounter, Howard decides they just need to get back to work. But as they continue driving, Ranji points his phone's camera directly at Howard. On the screen, Howard is glowing with a brilliant, blinding green light. Howard loses his temper and yells at Ranji to put the phone away. but Ranji presses a button on the screen. Instantly, a massive surge of kinetic energy blasts through the van. Howard is violently electrocuted and physically launched right out of the moving vehicle, crashing onto the hard asphalt as Howard lies on the street. The massive shockwave he emitted sends a powerful signal across the digital network. His unique location pings on the radar of both the demonic syndicate and the underground network of necromancers. Immediately, both factions race to capture him. From this moment on, Howard's vision completely changes. He can suddenly see the terrifying invisible demons lurking in the real world. Sensing his presence, Finnegan dispatches a brutal demonic assassin through the internet to hunt Howard down. While a random citizen is playing the game nearby, the demon possesses him. Morphing his body into a horrifying monster that charges straight at Howard, Howard scrambles away in pure terror. The demon catches up, raising a massive axe to chop Howard to pieces. A brave bystander tries to intervene and stop the monster, but the demon slaughters the innocent man without hesitation. Realizing this nightmare is entirely real, Howard runs for his life. The demon relentlessly pursues him, smashing through every obstacle in its path, finally cornered with nowhere left to run. Howard is saved when Ranji suddenly arrives, bravely attacking the demon. But physical attacks are useless. The demon is unkillable by normal means. The monster grabs Howard and begins to violently suck the soul from his body. Just as Howard's life is fading, a heavily armed team of demon hunters, the last remaining necromancers, bursts onto the scene and saves him. Howard passes out from the trauma. When he wakes up, the leader of the demon hunters, a hardened warrior named Luther, is extracting a tracking device from Howard's neck and implanting a new cloaking device to hide his signal. Luther introduces himself and his two fierce combat-trained daughters, Molly and Torquil. Luther then drops a massive bombshell that changes Howard's entire reality. Howard is a necromancer. He comes from a legendary bloodline of demon hunters. His parents were famous warriors who discovered the demons were hiding in the internet. However, while hunting in the digital realm, Howard's mother was ambushed. She was possessed by the ultimate evil, transforming into a supreme, soul-eating demon who murdered Howard's father. Luther reveals the most horrifying truth of all. Howard's mother is Finnegan. Howard is in complete denial. But before he can process the shock, disaster strikes. Because Ranji is still holding his phone and playing the game, the demons track their location. Molly shoots Ranji's phone to pieces, but it is too late. A massive swarm of demons surrounds the building. In the chaotic, bloody shootout, Ranji is fatally shot and dies on the floor. The demon horde is overwhelming. Knowing they cannot win this fight, Luther orders his daughters to take Howard and escape immediately. Luther stays behind, bravely fighting off the endless swarm to buy them time. But he is ultimately confronted by Finnegan herself, who ruthlessly murders him, refusing to leave his best friend behind. Howard breaks away from the girls and runs back toward the building to retrieve Ranji's body. But as he sprints into the street, he is violently struck by a speeding car and rushed to the hospital. When Howard wakes up in his hospital bed, he is terrified to see Ranji floating next to him. Ranji is now a ghost, tethered to the physical world, and surprisingly, he absolutely loves his new spectral form. A doctor walks into the room to check on Howard, but as they talk, the doctor's dialogue becomes incredibly sinister. Howard realizes with mounting horror that the doctor is actually Finnegan in disguise, trapped in his bed. Howard can only watch as Finnegan prepares to suck his soul and absorb his immense power. But right at the last second, Molly and Torquil crash through the hospital, fighting off Finnegan and her demonic henchmen. They rescue Howard and drag him to their highly secured, secret rooftop headquarters. Once safe, Molly shows Howard a digital map revealing the flow of human souls across the city. She explains Finnegan's master plan. Finnegan has installed necropods all over the city in the shape of a massive pentagram.